Hi, welcome to lunch. Who won the debate? Well, you got to look at it in the strategic context of this debate. And Newt did not win this debate. So I think probably Romney comes across as the winner. Back up and look at where this debate, the context of this debate. Newt had surged out to a huge lead. He probably still has a huge lead, 12 points over Romney. And everybody was closing in this week for attacks on Newt Gingrich. You know, the liberal media that tries to tear down any Republican who goes up was all over him and really pasting him. And he needed a really good performance tonight to ratify that frontrunner status. Let's remember that the reason he got this frontrunner status was his debate performances, particularly that last debate where Ron Paul said that Timothy McVeigh was caught and punished and we didn't need the Patriot Act. And Gingrich said Timothy McVeigh succeeded. He blew up the office building. He killed over 100 people. You can't cite that as a success. We need the Patriot Act to be able to stop that from happening. That answer was so brilliant, and Newt was so brilliant in those debates. Tonight he wasn't brilliant on Saturday night. His answers were good, but they didn't shine. His answer on the Palestinians was great, and that was really a good Newt Gingrich moment. But for the first half of the debate, there really weren't any. I think he looked lame in response to the attacks by Bachmann on his fiscal record. I thought his defense of his health care mandate record made some sense, but it was a little bit tepid. I don't think that Gingrich shone in this debate. I think he held his own, but it wasn't Newt's debate, and he needed it to be Newt's debate to keep that way out front-runner status. Romney, I thought, did very well. First of all, that repartee between Newt and Mitt was absolutely brilliant on Romney's part. When Newt began it with that bold challenge and said, the only reason you're not a career politician is you lost to Ted Kennedy. And then Romney came right back and said, yeah, when I was a kid, I wanted to be an NFL star. Had I made the football team, I probably wouldn't have gone into politics. I'd be in the NFL. But I didn't make it. So I didn't win against Ted Kennedy, and as a result, I had a lifetime in the private sector. That was a fabulous, fabulous answer. I also thought that Romney really did a lot to get rid of the healthcare negative. He really, for the 90th time, but even better, explained the difference between Romney Care and Obamacare and articulated his position very well. I thought that each time the debate got into attacking one another, Romney stood up over it and attacked Obama. And I thought that that was a terrific way to handle it. And I think Romney also continues to score over the magnet and immigration issue. The one good thing about this debate for Gingrich is the big negative that hangs over his head is his personal life. And obviously, George Stephanopoulos, the partisan hack hitman for the Democratic Party, decided that he would set that issue up by pretending it was a viewer question and then asking all 5 other candidates and then getting to Gingrich after all 5 had pronounced eloquently about how important marital fidelity was. And Gingrich said, I've made mistakes in my life, but I'm 68 years old. I'm a grandfather. I think I've learned from those mistakes. I think I've overcome them. And essentially, I would like the nation's forgiveness and to trust me to move on. But if they don't, I understand that, and that's their right. Very good answer by Newt, and may have served a really important strategic purpose for him. I thought that in the exchange over the Palestinian comments by Gingrich, we really saw Romney and Newt as they really are. Romney being very responsible, Newt being very passionate. Romney focusing on the diplomacy, Newt focusing on the truth. Romney, the risk is that he'll be too responsible, too conservative, too weak in his positioning. Gingrich, the risk is that he'll fly off the handle, be too passionate, and say something that'll self-destruct. So, a very interesting view of these two guys. I thought Ron Paul, for the first time, was really good. That's because we didn't talk about legalizing drugs or dismantling the Patriot Act or letting Iran have the bomb. We talked about economic issues, and he was on solid ground. I thought Michelle Bachmann was very good in articulating her health care answer, but she is becoming too much of a one-note candidate. And she did not make her Newt Romney line stick. She put it out there, but she didn't hammer it through. I thought that Perry really, once again, fell short in the exchange with Mitt Romney when he challenged Romney on the health care plan, and Romney, I thought, really buried him by accurately quoting what he said in his book. I think that Perry, again, falls short in that head-to-head exchange. Santorum, as always, was good and effective, but kind of not in the mainstream of the race. So, on balance, I would expect that as a result of this campaign's debate, you're going to see Gingrich fade back a little bit, probably keep his front-runner status, but more by a 4 to 7 point margin than a 12 to 15 point margin. And I think that's an ongoing process that will continue into the Fox News debate later this week. Gingrich has got to keep scoring huge wins in debates to keep that lead, because he doesn't have the money and he doesn't have the organization, and he's got to be able to do that. On Saturday, he didn't. Maybe on Thursday of this week he will. So watch the debate on Thursday with me. Go to my website, as you may have done tonight, where I post my comments each time, and then we'll talk about it after it's over.